Good morning. Faye, Dylan, Mason. What do you mean, already stream hasn't even started fully? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about already an ad because stream hasn't started fully? Is that the implication? Oh, Dylan redeemed first. Dylan redeems immediately. Dylan has insane fast twitch reflex with navigating to the stream immediately when it starts and clicking the first redemption. I think it's a matter of life or death for Dylan. Getting in on the ground floor today. You're an early investor. Because I started the day after working hours ended. I'm actually starting the game for the second time right now because it immediately crashed when I started it earlier. So here's hoping that doesn't happen again. I have yet to verify the game's files because I only remember to do that right when I'm starting to play the game. And then it says, this will take a long time, and it's like, well, I already started the stream, so... maybe later, right? Yeah, I was specifically waiting for Faye to wake up today to do this dungeon at their behest. There have been a lot of crashes lately. Is that not just me? Is that like other people are experiencing that too? Is there instability? It's a known issue. If you have any unfinished business in the toll, pray attend to it now. I would depart for the Hawthorne Hut without delay. The nearby watchtower offers an unobstructed view of Balthair? Balseer? Which one? Balseer's wall, and I should be interested to speak to the Alliance commanders who've instilled themselves at its top. I love when they walk into, like, zero opacity. Hawthorne Hut. Make sure you save your character data so you don't need to remake your HUD and stuff. Oh, are the details of your HUD displayed? They're saved locally, they're not backed up anywhere? Does that go for like hotbar configurations and stuff too? Like anything under this menu? Baelsar. Yup. Can I do that now, or is that something I have to do from the launcher? If I have to figure out the hotbar settings again, I might end it right there. I might die. You do it when you're selecting what character to log in with. Okay, I'll do that after this stream then. Alpha no. Here you go. There you are. Come. Amarasai Spire awaits. The Alliance officers on the platform should be able to apprise us of any developments at the wall. Fancy meeting the two of you here. We were about to set forth. Indeed, I was about to say 12 watch over you, but I doubt you have need of divine protection even if you are venturing into enemy territory. Don't worry, Alphino. We'll have the griffin by the scruff of the neck before you know it. I'm glad these two are back. Like, out of, like, the original Scions cast, these were always the two that sort of, like, intrigued my interest the most. I want to know more about this guy right here, to be honest. Like, he's, like, the perfect Lalafell. And he disguised himself for months without a monocle. I think the implication is he doesn't actually need it, but he just wears it because he likes it. So, he's got, like, an air of mystique about him, and I want to know more. I've already been told I'm gonna get more of her, though. Like, soon. Do make up your mind, Yida. Nary a moment ago you seemed ready to shake the griffin by the hand rather than the neck. So, which is it to be? It'd be best to decide before we enter the negotiations. It's not a monocle, it's just a ring on a chain, but his tiny hands are too little to wear it. That's his wedding ring, yeah. That's his wedding. He's waffly wedded. Trust me, Papa Limo. I will shake whatever needs shaking. The talking part I leave to you. He's like that band Ken doll. It's a ring, but it's not for your finger. I have a headache coming on. Let's be on our way, shall we? I think I feel a headache coming on. Oh, guys, I'm not feeling so good. I'm not gonna join you, actually. I kinda got a headache. Not feeling it. Eat a heavy. Some things never change. Well then, shall we make for the spire? Our alliance friends will doubtless have news for us. Mason, I know I told you yesterday about, like, oh, no one's getting back to me. And I genuinely think it's kind of funny. This isn't like a, oh, woe is me thing. It's very bizarre to me. Add to the list the bonsai specialist from the local garden store. He will not respond to my emails. This thing gave me, like, a bonsai starter for my birthday last year, and I've been trying so hard to get, like, a lesson scheduled with this guy so I can, like, learn how to take care of it. He will not get back to me. He responds once every month in a new chain that is not the one I messaged him on, with, like, information that does not answer the question I started with. Welcome, Warrior of Light. I assume you are here to speak with your commanding officers. Our commanding officers. I'm adding, I'm keeping it alive pretty easily, but I feel like it's just turning into, like, a tree now, right? I don't know how to keep it bonsai'd. You'll find them on the observation platform. Pray ahead. Pippin is here. Pippin type of day. Greetings, my friends. Tis good to see you both well. I was hoping you might turn up. I've dragged half the watch here. See, and decided you might help remind him why we bothered. Hilda. Memory serves, I have not seen many of you since the day of the grand melee. Having borne the brunt of your blows, may I say what an honor it is to stand at your side. The bonsification of your first tree is the first step in bonsai knowledge. Step 1, failure. Step 2, almost not failing. Step 3, succeeding. 'Tis heartening indeed to see the realm's most stalwart defenders thus gathered in common cause. Speaking of which, what news from the wall? And normally I would, like... Yeah, step 4, profit. But you forgot the very important step, question mark. All has been quiet on the Western Front. All has been quiet. Fireworks in the distance. Normally I'd just, like, look up how to do it, but, like, I literally have a gift card to use for this purpose of paying for this lesson. Why, you're on that step right now. Report? What? Seven Hills fighting has broken out on top of a wall. The wall. It's the wall. A full-scale assault. So the Griffin has made his move. Someone has. And what's that supposed to mean? You had a call so you can retort. I am sitting at my desktop with Discord open, so I get the streaming notification instantly. So as long as I'm not busy, I'm gonna get that first. Yeah. I mean, the streaming the Discord notifications are the quickest way, because, like, the Twitch ones are unreliable. But also I know Faye mutes, wisely, might I add, wisely mutes every Discord server that they enter immediately. I want a big wall, and the Ghanaians are gonna pay for it. The attackers say they're wearing Grand Company clothes. Call it Balsia's wall, it's the most beautiful wall. We gave no such order. Of course, the wall was never the Griffin. I was about to do Alpha No with the Trump voice. You muted the last few remaining servers. I understand why. The wall was never the Griffin's target, it was bait. We've been goaded into deploying our armies nearby, thus lending weight to his deception. We're gonna build a Dyson sphere, a big, shining, beautiful Dyson sphere, and I'm gonna make the Martians pay for it. If those uniforms were convincing enough to deceive my scouts, the Empire will surely think we've launched an offensive. This could mean more. So it's war, then? Even so, this may be no more than a diversion. With the armies of the Alliance occupying the Empire's attention, it would be comparatively easy for the Griffin supporters to slip into Alamigo! Alphino doesn't have Trump voice, but he could and should have a deep baritone. He could then incite a rebellion amongst the populace, which the Imperial No, I can't do that. Reserves would be hard-pressed to contain. Eorzea, meanwhile, should be plunged into chaos. Also, like, Alphino, for all in like practical purposes, is the main character of this game and has the most dialogue. And I can't do anything but like my default voice for that type of character. Ryugo, we must make for the wall at once. Like, I know I play as this guy and, like, you know, Warrior of Light and whatnot, got the crystals, but Alphino is, like, driving everything. Just the two of you? Our companions embarked on a mission to sway the Griffin from his course, and are likely halfway to his command post by now. They will emerge in the midst of a raging battle, and I do not mean to abandon them to their fate. I love Pippin. Pippin's got great hair. It will be dangerous, but the confusion may work to our advantage. If we are careful to avoid the skirmishing, it may be possible to reach the Griffin. If we can do that. Hilda, might I ask you of an airship ready to bear the Scions to safety? I don't know who Lady Hilda is, Marshal, but you can count on me. Hilda. We must prepare for the Imperial reprisals. May the Navigator guide us through the storm. Oh! Hiccuped. Yes, sir, young man. What a nice young boy. I'll give him a lemon drop. Griffin. Get ready. Forward, comrades. The time has come to drive the Empire from Alamigo and force action upon those who have turned their backs to our suffering for so long. Let this victory be the first step in the liberation of our homeland. I'm about to understand. Alamigo will be free no matter the cost. A Griffin! It tastes sloppy in a very specific way. I wish I knew what you were talking about. What, is the Griffin the slop champ? Sloppy? Is it like that? Sloppy? From what Papalimo told me, the trail ahead should lead us into the shadow of the wall. We've but two objectives. I suggest we divide our forces. I shall make straightaways for the tunnels and attempt to intercept our comrades ere they stumble into a bloodbath. While I do so, I must ask that you scale the wall. Know that I would not propose such a course if there were any other way, but the time for subtlety is past. Take a band of your most trusted companions and cut a path through to the Griffin. Make him see reason by any means necessary. Scale the wall? But that's what walls are there for you to not do. Once we are free of the tunnels, we will make for your position with all due haste, and if everything proceeds according to plan, Hilda will then swoop in and spirit us all away to safety. I only pray we have enough time. Sloppy? Oh, cool. I used a trust system on this one. I like how it's like dungeon entrance for like that way over there. A bunch of like nobodies. It's cool. How does it feel to be done with the thing? There's only one dungeon I use the trust system for, in Endwalker, the dungeon with 3 of my favorite NPCs. I'm mostly using it, like, just because of the queue times. That's the main thing. The combination of the DPS queue times with the fact that I'm streaming it, so I want to reduce those as much as possible. And also, if there are, like, actual, like, characters going with me, it's more fun. Which wasn't the case with A Realm Reborn at all, but there's been quite... I'd say the majority of times in Heavensward, it's, like, actual characters that join you. And not just, like, Scion Marauder, or, like, whoever the fuck. Gregory the Gallant. Who thrust McGee? I wonder if the time I lose, because I'm not blasting through it with other over-leveled humans, makes up for the wait time I would have to wait for the DPS queue. Kind of bittersweet. You chewed up a little bit last night talking to the owners about it. And then you muted the Discord server. Was it hard to go to sleep after that? I mean, it's kind of like, your baby in a way. Like, I know it was, you know, a transition from an existing one, but you started that one. Technically, that one isn't still muted. That's the exception. I thought that's what you meant. Was like, I muted the last one I hadn't muted last night, was like, oh, that one. That one and your personal one aren't muted. He scared me. He stunned me. Bug knacks rhymes with bug snacks. There were other venue-related discords. There's like, I imagine the main one for your venue, and then there's like venue organizing discords that are more for like, in general, like crossovers and stuff. Imperial identification key. It's a good thing they don't have photo IDs on these things. Access the terminal. No, Fracture is a single community Discord. Other venues do multiple, but I would never allow that. Ah, okay. So I don't Oh, this, the chains, you have to break them by going a distance, right? Thought that's what it was. But, maybe this is a different type of chain. Okay, I don't know how to break this one then. Maybe I just have to kill it. Oh, that's how chains work and you're tied to a teammate. Okay. With the enemies, is it like they're drawing your aggro and you can't really, like, your attacks against other people will be ineffective unless you kill that thing first? So when did we get to the wall? It's just an aggro thing? Okay. It's not even that important. Match Tech Predator. Yeah, scrap metal. You being not sure makes me feel like it's either super unimportant or a super rare occurrence that you even see them at all. Okay, let's see if I'm doing damage on this guy. Oh my god, that's killing me. Stop. Thank you. It was doing damage quickly. Whoa! Something's killing me. Death Ray. Looks like the damage you did to the one that wasn't tied to you was reflected to you, but I could be wrong about that. That might be it. Here, is it gonna happen again? Maybe I could do a test. Okay, let's do like some ice damage on this one and just see if it comes back to me. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. I think you're correct. So you can attack other things, but like, why would you? He's fucking dead. I like how the guy is just still in the seat and he's like died. Even though, like, for all intents and purposes, we just broke the machine. Ooh. Are you like a mimic or something? Why are you just like that? I already have one? I guess I already have one. Interesting. I feel like this is worth using on them. Just given how many there are. Oh, what? My AoE? Are you talking about Flare? Hello. They're big. I should have other AoE attacks. I have like Fire 2 and I have Flare, and these are all AoE attacks as far as I know. Radius 5, Radius 5, Radius 5, yeah. This bar right here, 3, is supposed to be the, like, I'm fighting multiple enemies one with all AoEs, and then bar 2 is like I'm fighting a single big guy rotation. It might be time to update them though. It has been a little bit. I've gotten some new abilities that I haven't quite figured out how to work into the rotation yet. Stop hurting me. I command you. I didn't know you played Black Mage at all, to be honest. Got interrupted at the last second. You're level 90. What, in everything or just Black Mage? You like playing DPS casters when you're not tanking. Tank is your primary, though? Well, not everything, but pretty close. What are you not level 90 in? Filibuster's Bracelet of Aiming. What are they doing? Our Scion Thaumaturge is dead. Oh, he's alive again. Funny how that works. Armored weapon. Monk, Dragoon, White Mage, Warrior Bard, and Machinist. Yoink, yoink. Everything else is 90. Do you plan to get those ones to 90 eventually? Well, I guess you're gonna have to get everything else to 100 soon. I'm stuck. Oh, I hate when they target where my ley lines are. Sloppy. Monk, Dragoon, and White Mage will never get played on Lenore. Is that for, like, RP reasons? Is that for, like, character story reasons? Or is it like you already have a character that has this one somewhere else? Gotcha. Oh, the grid. Oh, funny little grid. Fucking Ocean's 11 ass laser sequence. Dragoon is for RP reasons. I mean, would you potentially pick up Dragoon with... I don't know what this is. Would you potentially play Dragoon with one of your other characters if you felt like it? I have no clue what that was. One side was not blocked. Yes, but you hate it, so you have no reason to. The Dragoon is probably going to be your most least played class ever. In the game. Unless they introduce something else that you don't like even more. Love of casting. Oh, those look like shit. Can't do it. Oh well. You think White Mage might be? So you might dislike White Mage even more, but you've just already played it more, so it's just already happened. Aiming in the wrong place. You just think it's boring? Getting this spell off. Even it kills me! Oh, it's gonna kill me. You named your character after Mercy and Giorno. He's gotta be a White Mage. That's fair. Those are both Heelys. I know Minfilia came first, but whenever I saw Minfilia, I was like, oh, that's Mercy Overwatch. It's for no other reason than the blonde, like, hair, side-swept haircut. Literally the only reason. White Mage is pretty boring, to be honest, healing in this game is kind of boring. Hence the really quick Q times, right? I was picking up Dark Knight, and I asked you about best ways to level, and it was like, oh, do these dungeons or whatever, because it's already like a level 30 class. And then I had the thought, well, I've never played tank before, so I'm gonna have to go into a dungeon with real people, and I'm gonna have to be like, hi, I've never tanked before, sorry that I'm stupid. And the thought of doing that made me want to rip my skin off, so I just have not done any yet. Made healers have no DPS buttons. You have one single target attack, one OE attack, and one damage over time ability. The rest is waiting to heal. I have a question. Is it even possible to beat, like, the game with as healer? Because it seems like there's many fights that involve, like, basically having a DPS check and, like, being able to do the X amount of damage before thing goes off, right? And, like, I struggled with one of those as, like, a DPS class. It's possible. It sounds... I mean, you're healing yourself a lot, too, in those scenarios, I imagine. But that turns the fight into, like, attrition, and it's gonna take a lot longer, right? And I imagine maybe you have to, like, be somewhat over-leveled. You play to the end of Stormblood as a healer. And you still do it pretty regularly. Alright, what's happening? What's up here? We gone up the wall. We got the Griffin. What's he up to? It's like a lion, but it's like a bird too. Oh, we're just cutting straight to... Oh, that guy? Oh, what's that guy's name? Richard. It's Richard, right? The guy that betrayed Rabowen. Well, I guess betrayed everyone. Bitch is his name. Bitch is his name, please wear it out. It's that guy? Wait, is he the real Griffin or is he the fake Griffin? Why am I standing outside of my ley lines? Because they established a fake Griffin.
How'd you like this?
How'd you like this? Ill bird. He's like a bird, but ill. Ow! Oh, he said it!
I'll tear you limb from limb.
He said it! Imagine not looking away from the eyeball. I'm gonna be honest. I did not even perceive the eyeball. I don't want to be near any of these. I don't want to be near any of these. Okay, they're going here, so I'll go there with them.
How'd you like this?
I need to hit the swords. I remember now. I've done these before. But he's probably gonna do a big attack in the middle. Okay. Sloppy. That has to be a sound clip. I have to make that a channel reward. That's way too funny. Where? I'm waiting for the eyeball. I don't see the eyeball. Any second now. The fuck was that? You have it on your Discord soundboard? Nice. That's like an instant soundboard. Like, do you already have the sound file isolated? Could you send it to me? Or is it just like an option you have on Discord?
I'll tear you limb from limb. For al amigo!
I'm sure I can get it somewhere.
I have you now. How'd you like these? Yeah!
And I was gonna go sloppy somewhere. He combos swords into sloppy. Am I insane, or has he not done another eyeball since the one I did not perceive? He's got a restraint collar on. Sure. Please don't run away now that I'm casting Limit Break. I hate when they do that. He ran away! Oh, you bitch! I think he still took the damage, though. He does them during the flame swords. You just have low perception. I do have low perception. I mean, one of my hesitations of picking up this type of game in general was, I know I'm gonna have a hard time looking at the screen and understanding all 20 things happening at once. But I'm dealing with it. And if I don't see an eyeball every now and then, well, that's okay, the eyeball sees me. I got filibuster trousers. Filibuster trousers let you stand in the Senate and talk for 80 hours without pissing yourself. Sloppy. This is one of the best MMOs for telegraphing moves and stuff. That has convinced me immediately to never play another MMO. I didn't need convincing, though. This is gonna be my one and only.
But you cannot stop what I've begun. Behold, a glimpse of things to come.
Maybe Neopets if I ever want to get back into Neopets. Shock and awe. Filibuster trousers, that's just catheter shorts.
We did it! We showed the bastards!
Hashtag bring back Club Penguin. Bring back fucking Toontown. Bring back Wizards 101.
And who knows, lads? Mayhap the Eorzeans will finally see sense when the enemy turns up on their bloody doorstep.
Whenever I see these guys, I want to take them and stand them upside down and like perfectly balance them on the hat. Planet too warm for them now. Club Penguin? Yeah.
This is for Alamigo, for Eorzea.
Laurentius. What's Laurentius gonna do?
That others may live.
Long live RuneScape. I enjoyed playing RuneScape as a kid, but I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I was just wandering around clicking on things.
back.
That was the most non-commanding command I've ever heard.
Seven hells. Do you hear that?
Aye, they brought out the spider drones.
War machines. How did they get here so quickly?
Stand your ground! For the resistance!
It's here. Maybe we should build some of those. I've been here the whole time. What was the other? What was the context yesterday? I remember you used it too, but I don't remember what it was. Oh. Oh, she's super dead. That's upsetting. Gmod cutscene.
What are we thinking? The Empire's too big. Too powerful.
I tuned in and instantly there's a creature on the screen or something to that effect. Yeah, it was creature. Creature was the word. The word of the day is creature.
Mighty Rolker. Grant us the strength to crush.
They were talking about Gabu. Yeah, they were talking about the traumatized kobold. The one that was like, why isn't me mommy and daddy moving anymore? What happened to their breath? The little tiny Tim-ass kobold. And then they're like, oh my god, he's so traumatized, and it cuts to him doing the default, like, pose for a kobold.
As you can see, our infiltrators did not elude me for long. Lady Ugiri is sending for an airship even as we speak.
What do we do? This is a massacre!
Calm yourself, Ida. Calm yourself.
How wonderful to see you, Commander.
Illbird.
Illbird.
Should have known.
It was like a Scooby-Doo moment when he took the mask off.
This has to end. It has to end now. Do you not see your countrymen dying? Have your ideals rendered you blind even to that? Order the retreat, and we will help your soldiers to safety.
Alright, gang, let's see who's really behind the militarization of the Alamigon resistance. Bird.
Retreat? With the moment of my triumph so close at hand. You truly are a sheltered child, Leverrier.
Your brain is as smooth as your skin. He's got the wretched orbs.
No abyss is too deep for you, I see. But trust me when I say that such power was not meant for mortal hands.
I called it immediately when they threw the eyes over the bridge. I was like, that's not good enough. Those are immediately going to be found. Those are like legendary powerful artifacts and you're just throwing them over a bridge. They should have taken them somewhere else and done something with them. Like put them in cold storage, I don't know, like anything besides throw them over a bridge. They were immediately found.
How long have I struggle to reach this point. My countrymen, so inured to the taste of defeat, they no longer balk at its bitterness, shouting my throat raw with rallying cries, only to be greeted with dull eyes and blank faces. My brothers and sisters in Ulda have surrendered to their apathy and their appetites. Were it not for the glint of Lodorito's coin, I doubt even those here now would have answered my call. Take back our homeland! Free Alamigo! Ha! They'll happily mouth the words, but they won't spill the blood.
It's almost like they want food and shelter and aren't as nationalist as you.
You say no mortal should wield these eyes, then I shall gladly become a demon. I will suckle on the souls of the hopeless and liberate the homeland they no longer deserve.
I'm not a person who, like, tosses this word around casually, as is common to do these days. This character is cringe.
What exactly do you mean to do?
Did you hear their cries as victory was snatched away from them? Even with their dying breaths, they cursed.
I say that emphatically.
Never has their desire for vengeance been so raw, so true. A god has no need of faith when summoned by so pure a purpose.
I don't agree with that. I mean, your faith... If you... The god only exists because of faith.
Summoned?
In the most literal sense, that's how the mechanic in this game works.
You cannot mean to fight the Empire with a primal! You know full well the danger, the futility of relying on such power!
Is there even a primal strong enough for that? We take down Ifrit like every other week. Like regularly, like it's doing the groceries.
Yes, I know their limitations, which is why I will call upon a deity more terrible than the very black worm of the calamity itself.
A super secret primal no one knows of. Oh, fuck, you're right, Chopper. He's literally doing the Chopper thing. It took me a second to piece that together.
Here, now!
Like hells you will!
Does she know what he's about to summon? Ida seems to have some insight.
An ending to mark a new beginning. My pain, my longing, you shall have it all!
He's talking about the primal that caused the world destruction and the realm being reborn. Bahamut? Is it Bahamut? Oh. Bahamut 2. Did he just like smash his brains on the ground? Sacrifice? Roro Shaggy, Uber's gonna summon a primal. Uber's gonna summon a primal. Roro Alpha Row, Ralpha Row. They're playing the song that plays in the opening cutscene because they're calling back to how strong Bahamut is, and this is stronger than Bahamut, and everyone's scared.
Is it?
His death completed the ritual. The primal is taking shape.
I'm so glad he's dead.
Well, can't we stop it? There must be something we can do!
Sure,
There
that's
is
why.
one thing.
Hey! Where do you think you're going?
Master Louisoix briefly contained Bahamut by means of a potent spell of sealing. I will now attempt to do the same.
Isn't that the spell what causes fatal heart attack, though?
But that's impossible! We would need hours to collect the necessary ether, if not days!
Alphino, though I concede it may not always be apparent, I was ever
Oh,
your
okay.
grandsire's
I see where this is going.
finest
Well, that's
Marty,
unfortunate.
Of course! The staff still holds enormous power, broken or not.
Don't you dare, Papalimo! I know how that spell works.
I know what it does to your heart. I know what it does to your colon, too.
It is time to leave.
Quite.
Oops.
No! If you're staying, then so am I.
No, Ida! There is a path only you can walk, and it must not end here, not like this!
Half-walker. Half-walker, Skywalker, Endwalker.
Take her! Please, you have to take her!
Why does Heidelin always send her littlest Lalafels to fight her biggest battles? It's always the chubbiest cherubs that have the hugest tasks. High density.
What? No! Damn it, Sacred! Put me down!
Papalimo contains 80 times the aether of a normal human.
This is one battle you
Hoth or
cannot
whatever
fight.
it is.
Away with you! Go!
But I've got a Moogle, and I can, oh, I actually get a choice in this. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna call their bluff. I'm gonna try and stay by his side. Oh.
Hilda! I think he means now!
Big Papa. This Papa's got a John.
Bid thee farewell again, my dear Ida.
I wish I took his monocle before I left. You know, something to remember him by.
Now, let us see how good a student I truly was.
I hate when people are about to die and they talk about themselves already in the past tense. I mean, I like it, but it's depressing. Cubes. Orb. But it's like sealed in stasis now, right? So it's not gone, it's just sealed. Which means that it's basically a time bomb, right? Oh, are the Garleans gonna steal it? Well, bye-bye, Peopleemo. It sucks. I was so intrigued by your character, too. Why? Why didn't they let me stay? Papalamo is my friend, I should have been there with him. You knew it was gonna happen, you're the only one tearing out wild. I'm bummed out. I'm not crying though, but I'm bummed out. You could see it in his eyes. He knew what he was doing, what had to be done. Master Louis wore that same look right before the end. Look of someone who just misspelled a word. Do you think I don't know that? I know, alright? I know. Also, I feel like you probably know more about the character than I do, right? It is many such cases in games where, like, the character's death doesn't get me, but once information is revealed about them and how important they are after the fact, or their connection with this other character, when I revisit it, it makes me more sad. Alamo. I mean, I feel like there's probably more to, like, his backstory than what I know, or his connection to Vita or something that'll probably be maybe fleshed out somewhat. It seems like they have a history that I don't know about yet. If you must blame someone, then blame me. Just promise that you will never forget what Papa Llama strove to protect, or the lessons he tried to teach you. Don't speak to me. Oh, she's pissed. Leave Vita with me. Go on back to the Rising Stones. The others need to know what happened here. It's a good thing they had the meeting with all the Scions, being like, aren't we all together again? Before this. Louis was famous student. Another brick. It's all these. Rounded. Oh, faded copy. I might as well eat something while I'm here. How about some steamed hams? Once again, I find myself at a loss for words. Ingrid is right. We must return to the Rising Stones and apprise our companion of all this. The comment about Yuta having a path to walk is pretty important, but basically all the Scions other than you were trained by Louis, so it's just sad to see him die the same way his teacher did. Yeah. Let me ask this. I'm just curious. Are you sadder watching it now that you know what's coming specifically, and now that, like, you are more familiar with these characters after playing all the other expansions and getting attached to them? Are you more saddened by it now than you were when you initially played the game? Or is it, like, still about the same? You cried way more the first time. Okay. Gotcha. They make your way there at once. I will send word to Y'shtola and the others of our imminent return. So, I don't know what it is. When it comes to movies and TV shows and anime, I can tear up pretty easily. When it comes to video games, it's extremely rare for me to cry. Even, like, if I like the characters and I'm actually genuinely sad by what's going on. I don't know what it is. Like, I can count on, like, one hand maybe all the times a video game has made me cry. And if a game can do that, I immediately hold it in high regard. You cry about everything. That's okay, that's fine. Honestly, I think that's a good thing. Sometimes I wish I don't know if this sounds weird, sometimes I wish I cried more because being sad without crying feels like you're being edged on an emotion, and I hate it sometimes. Like, you don't get a release, and it's dissatisfying. Like, sometimes you want to cry more than you do. Would seem you bring ill tidings, brother. I crygooning? Never say that again. I'm gonna ban the word crygooning in chat if you say that one more time. Shut up. Even AGT golden buzzer videos can get me. What is? I don't know what that means. What is an AGT golden buzzer? Behind Griffin's mask, we found the grinning face of an old adversary. Ilberd. I know not how, but he had in his possession the eyes of Nidhogg, whose dread power he used to initiate a summoning ritual, even as we looked on. America's Got Talent. Oh, okay. I've never seen that, to be honest. What are the golden buzzer videos? Back from stand-up? There was a major character death. By the 12. I don't understand such attempt to attempt such a magic requires every ounce of one's aether. No one, not even grandfather, could cast it and hope to survive. The other day you cried because Dash fell asleep on me and started snoring. Who died? The Lalafell with the monocle that I was looking forward to being fleshed out more. Ringy, no! I don't understand. To attempt such a magic requires every... Oh, you already said that. It was the last resort, as I am certain Papa Llama was aware. Thus did the people follow in the footsteps of his master, even unto the grave. I have, as yet, been unable to explain how Ilberd came to possess Nidhogg's eye. Well, Alpha, no, it's simple. You threw them into a gorge under a bridge where anyone could physically go down and get them. In the depths of the Sea of Clouds, a perpetual storm of water and wind suspected aether rages, no mortal could endure such conditions. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I still think maybe it would have been better to watch them and have control over them, but okay, that's fair enough. Mayhaps the work of an Asian, but now is not the time for idle speculation. Kryl, I have need of your assistance. Of course. We must inspect the cocoon of light and ascertain the state of the primal trap within. Between our respective talents, I dare say we may glean some measure of insight. Understood. I can't promise if I'll be able to sense much through the barrier, but I shall certainly do my best. So, okay. It was the same spell Louis Swa cast for Bahamut, but Bahamut was too powerful to be contained, so it still happened anyway? Or did it, like, weaken Bahamut's impact? And Bahamut was, like, already in the moon, right? So, was he already sealed away in the same manner, and, like, he, like, festered in it and became stronger over time? Is that the catch of the spell, is that it's gonna get stronger over time? Well, in addition to dying, of course, the other catch. Let us be about it, then. Without so much as by your leave. Pray forgive Archon Y'shtola her brevity. She seeketh employment. She needs a job, lest her grief deprive her of the will to act. A desire to comfort Yida doubtless compoundeth her unseemly haste. I too must contend with this grievous loss in mine own way. You IDK how to answer that. Because it's spoilers or because it's unclear? Or because it's complicated? By thy leave, Lady Ysayle, I shall honor our fallen colleague through gainful study. There exist writings which may yet further our understanding of this cocoon of light. Because from what I understand, Bahamut was in the orb that was assumed to be a moon in, like, 1.0, like, the whole time that game was out, and then unleashed at the end, implying that it had been in there for, like, a really long time. Mayhaps I was too quick to judge. Surrendering the sadness and regret would be a poor tribute to Papa Llama's sacrifice. Good morning, Jonah. It's a good morning. It's a the vibes are dismal. It happened. Yeah, it happened. It happened. Quite. We must begin preparation to face Ilberd's accused creation without delay. What time we have purchased at too dear a price for us to squander it. Louiswa did the spell after Bahamut broke out. Forever lost orchestration scroll. Sad thing happened, here's the sad music. So was Louiswa stealing something that wasn't Bahamut? Was he doing something else and it's unclear? Well, after the Asians broke him out. I forget, so he did seal Bahamut, but Bahamut's attacks still went off. They had already been initiated. Something like that? The obvious solution. Occam's razor moment. Ryugo, I wish I had more to tell you, but the situation in the East Shroud remains largely unchanged. Meaning we still have no idea how long it will be before... Phone call. Communication from the Alliance. Oh, one moment. Can you imagine if they played sad music at the end of the sad quest, but every once in a while they threw in a womp 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 trombone? It takes an insane amount of investment for me to cry at a video game. I know you're going back through the chat history, so I'll repeat myself a little bit. So you can't rewind me. I cry very easily for movies, film, I guess same thing, TV shows, anime, stuff like that. I regardless of how sad I am, or like how sad it literally is, I very rarely cry at a video game. And yeah, I said before, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've cried from a video game, I think. But twice were from this game. Was one of those 2 times Papa Limo? Our representatives will be present, my thanks. Word from Gridania. The council will shortly be reconvened. The Alliance leaders have already begun to assemble. They wish to discuss the Primal, of course. As of Y'shtola's last report, the cocoon yet hung above the wall, unchanged. Are those 2 things yet to come? The Elder Seed Seer doubtless shares our concerns about how long it will remain so. I'm told that Sid Garlon, remember that guy, had been called in to add his expertise to proceedings. Enfin, a wise decision. The more minds we were working on him, the better. I was like actually pretty sad with Hoshfont, but it caught me so off guard because I was not expecting it. That I don't think I reacted to it like at all. You played through the first 3 expansions in Mad Haven and was not particularly invested. Both have yet to happen. Hoshfont was more surprising to me than anything. I suggest we leave the Rising Stones in Tataru's capable hands and make haste for the Lotus Stand. I mean, I feel like that's the only way anyone gets through this game in like less than half a year is by like storming through it so quickly that you're basically scanning all the dialogue and getting the bare minimum. Oh, we got inflammatory comments from Ethan. Ofen Endwalker.
A word, if you would, good sir. This place, it is within the realm of Eorzea.
You're an odd-looking fellow, aren't you? Still, takes all sorts, I suppose. This here's Vesper Bay, Thanalan's door to the ocean, as some folk like to call it.
Samurai character literally jumps onto the dock and like Kabuki music starts playing.
Am I to understand from your answer that I have indeed arrived in Eorzea?
The best character in Stormblood? He might be the best one in the game so far, and he said like 3 things.
Eh? Yes? You're in Eorzea?
This is like one of my favorite types of character.
A plain response at last, and the one I wanted at that. My journey was not without its hardships.
Character, but Japan.
I would sooner travel by land than put to sea again. You do not believe that so small a bark could bear me across the ocean? Such timid little sailors. I had but to set my course and set my jaw till I made port. Though, it would perhaps have been wise to lay down my oars a moment to sup on more than the spray of brine water. By the trembling of my limbs, I sense a brief repast may be in order. Nay, I will not hearken to the feeble grumblings of an empty belly. Duty comes before all.
I do actually, I think, oh, he's doing the thing.
Good man, are you alright?
Oh yeah. I actually really like the story in this game so far for the most part, but I do agree that you could probably leave a lot of the dialogue on the cutting room floor and it would be improved from it. But like I've long gotten past that. It's fine. There's a lot of fluff that could be cut, but it doesn't impede me from enjoying what's there. I don't know where I'm going. A silent conjure at Nafika's altar. Okay. 10 years of dialogue isn't meant to be played quickly. That is a valid point, but a lot of the times it does feel like a lot of it is like fluff that's there to buy time because it's a subscription-based game, so they need to, you know, expand the amount of time people are playing it in order to keep active subscriptions. And a lot of the dialogue feels like it's there for that specifically. And I don't mean like every conversation, and I don't mean plot points. The plot and all the points are good. It's just like, you know, we've had this conversation before, or we're going on this small tangent that's maybe not so relevant. Or it's like, you know, go talk to these people, then come back here and do this, and talk to these people over here and do that, and that, and that. And it's like, oh, well, we could have, you know, we could have turned this into 3 lines of dialogue or something, and it would have been fine. But, like, I'm not holding that against the game because it was something that I accepted as, like, part of what it was when I started playing it. It's fine. I wouldn't say Stockholm Syndrome. You could make an argument for sunk costs, though, maybe. The argument could be used for most games. Final Fantasy VII has, like, the opposite problem, where they don't, like, explain enough about what's happening.
Pray accept my
to the point where it's confusing.
In defense of Gridania's borders. I would fain dwell longer on my gratitude for the support of the Alliance, but the situation at Belsar's Wall demands that we forego such pleasantries.
According to our most recent intelligence, the cocoon of light that formed in the air above the wall remains undimmed and unbroken.
Cocoon of light. That's how they describe the Bahamut one, too.
After measuring the cocoon's etheric concentrations, our work on Y'shtola has confirmed the presence of a primal entity.
Man, I hope it was a primal, otherwise Papalino died for nothing. A lot of the times, less is more. I feel like it's really hard to strike a balance with video games specifically. Because there's, you know, if you're gonna have a fully formed plot, the narrative isn't gonna always mesh with the gameplay. And when that happens, they tend to tell instead of show. But showing instead of telling is like a key aspect of designing a well-comprehensible narrative. Yeah. I think it's just a harder balance to find a good story in a game. So I give a lot of more leeway for trying, like, some of the weird things I have to do to get around it. It's pretty rare that a game's, like, gameplay directly mingles with the story.
Trapped within. And what news of the Imperials? They're not like to ignore such a spectacle.
I mean, I honestly still think Portal is the best combination of them, but it's also something that really only works in that game, and, like, you couldn't replicate it in every game. Like, specifically, you're in a test chamber and there's, like, an omniscient narrator.
Sir,
it's very specific.
The airship was observed making an approach, but the vessel was destroyed when it drew near. The Empire appears to have made no subsequent attempts to reach the object.
Yeah, and I mean, they have, from what I understand, edited down a lot of the fat, specifically on the end of the Realm Reborn, which I am extremely thankful for. But I think they could trim it down more, and no one would complain. I think it'd be objectively a good thing if some more things were trimmed. But, like, I'm thankful that they already have done that to some extent.
The soldiers who witnessed the incident spoke of a lance of light issuing from within the cocoon, of an entire warship being reduced to smoking ruin in the space of a moment. Veterans of Cartano, meanwhile, likened the destruction to that wrought by the fiery wrath of Bahamut.
Maybe some things are overexplained, but I like that the story is actually delivered directly to me on a silver platter in this game. Because some games don't, and that's not something I want to talk about right now.
We could face another calamity.
So the Primal is awake then? Contained, yes, but for how long? We must destroy it now, lest it break free.
Agreed. There is, however, the small matter of how to get close enough to a being that swats warships from the sky as you would a bothersome gnat.
Hey, I want you to know when I woke up this morning, the first thing that was crossing in my head was, it's not Rebound. What is it? It's not Rebound. It's not Rebound.
A puzzle? Or have you no stomach for the obvious?
Not Rebound. And then after like 5 minutes, I was like, Radon. It's Radon. That stuck with me. This is Nero, right? This is guy in red armor from the Praetorium, and also guy from being purple in the Crystal Tower.
What in the hells are you doing here?
A pleasure to see you too, Garland.
Yeah.
Now, if you'd be so kind as to explain to these good people why you should be begging me for my assistance, that would be most appreciated.
Who is this man?
I like this guy. This guy's fun.
Oh, how terrifically rude of me. Nero Tolskeva, former tribunus of the 14th Legion of the Garlean Empire. These days, however, one might say that I'm something of a free agent.
You want to pluck that thing out of his head? I want to do the opposite. I want to push it in. I want to push it like a button.
What do you want, Nero?
Like a doorbell.
I was getting to that. Although you already know what I'm about to propose, old friend.
Why y'all hating on the Garleans? Well, I mean... beyond the conquest and empiricism, you ring it and he opens. Where does he open?
Rather belatedly realized, within that frail binding lurks an entity alike in strength to the great Bahamut.
Great Bahamut.
The only force in existence which might
Omega.
conceivably contend with such a foe is the very creation which captured the Elder Primal in the first place. I speak, of course, of Omega.
Okay, I may not be right about this, I may be a little off, but if I remember right, Omega and Bahamut were both the first super bosses in a Final Fantasy game together, and I think it was 5? I want to say 5? So wait, does that dot on someone's head indicate that they've been robbed of the ability to use Aether? Is that what that means?
Omega? That hulk has been gathering dust beneath the plains of Cartanal since the Allagans breathed their last. And none alive knows how to wake it.
I'm sorry. Do you understand who it is with whom you have the privilege of speaking? I'm Nero Tolskeva, Master Engineer, the mechanical genius who restored the Ultima weapon to full operational capacity.
So not robbed, but like, he's just... When someone has that, they just always are not able to use Aether like that. It's just a trait.
And as luck would have it, I'm graciously offering you the use of my considerable
That's why they have Magitech. That makes sense. That makes sense. I was kind of wondering, I was wondering why the Garleans, like, tended to use technology more than everyone else. I kind of just assumed it was because they have the resources and budget, and they're very militarized, but that also makes sense.
And what, you just expect us to accept? You're a fool if you think your deeds at the Crystal Tower are enough to win my trust, Nero.
So okay, Garlean, it's not just referring to the people of the Empire, but it's also like an ethnic group or type of person. Ethnic group, you know what I mean.
Trust? You wound me, Garland. All those years studying side by side at the Academy, sharing both trial and triumph, we were countrymen once, you and I.
Garleans are from Garlemald. Garlemald.
But sentiment aside, have you a better solution? Or do you mean to send in your vaunted hero there, as you always do, and pray the world is not engulfed in flame?
I mean, I know it's called Garlemald, but it's such a funny word. They're molding in Garlemald.
Let us approach the problem
The Garleans are molding.
in a rational manner. Does not the fact that Omega slumbers in stasis point to the existence of some overriding technology? A means of control?
What was it that released the Crystal Tower again? Why did the Crystal Tower come up again? Something Bahamut Blast?
I would ask a question, if I may. Nero, was it not? In the event that we succeeded in using Omega to shackle the Primal in the manner you propose, what then would become of it? Do we not risk repeating the mistakes of the Allagans?
I'm trying to think of the all of the ancient technology that's been awakened so far. Because there's the Ultima weapon. The Garleans found it, dug it up, and woke it up. The Crystal Tower, which I think naturally occurred, or was a result of the Cataclysm, and then Ozla, which was the dragons and the Thordan and the Heavensward.
Omega is but a tool. How we choose to employ that tool is entirely up to us. Of course, if you would rather leave it buried beneath Cartano while you continue your petty squabbles above, then I suppose that is also your choice.
Spare us, Nero. The Seed Seer's concern is a valid one.
He who controls Omega wields the power of the gods, the very power which led the Allagans to destroy themselves.
And does it not fall to we engineers to prevent such misuse?
You've got a point.
What was your company's proud slogan? Freedom through technology?
A creed you follow, is it? What say you? Do we take this villain at his word?
Their chemistry is really funny. He makes a convincing case. I'll buy that bridge from you, Nero.
He makes me grind my teeth, is what he does. But I suppose we don't have much of a choice.
They have the we hate each other, but everyone wants to see them kiss type of chemistry, it seems like. Toxic yaoi, yeah. Where does that fall on the
to entrust this matter to a pair of former Imperials.
What is that? Is that Kismesis?
Yes. The task of restoring the Allagan relic will be yours.
Kismesis, right?
But the
Yeah.
responsibility for its reawakening must remain with the Council. Do we condone this course of action?
Aye. It would seem we do. Let the record show that we invest this contingent with the authority to enter Cartano and take command of Omega.
Cartano is where the big battles with all the the PvP stuff happens, right? You gotta go to the gym before it's too late. Thanks for the cry. Alright, cried with your eyes, now go cry with your skin. That's disgusting. Why did I say that? Alright, have a good workout. Bye. Why did I say that?
Sid, I appoint you leader of the expedition. Science, I would ask that you assign some few of your number to escort Master Garland and supervise the other one.
The other one. Nice. That's the sound Omega makes. I'm being punished.
We should be happy to oblige.
Bye-bye.
The politics of Cartano being what they are, I dare say our neutrality will prove useful in avoiding any unnecessary entanglements.
I haven't been to Cartano, have
If
I?
I am not mistaken, Doma occupies a similarly neutral position. Might we not persuade you to join the expedition, Lady Yugiri? If you suspected any foul play from Nero, you would be welcome to kill him.
My blade is yours.
He likes the prospect of killing him.
Not a moment's hesitation, eh? You'll forgive me if I do not shake your hand.
Ethan, what car are you under right now? So there's gonna be a field trip. The obvious solution. It was a rather unexpected development, and one which raises a number of questions, not least among them how Nero chanced to learn of the council meeting in the first place. I'm getting a lot of orchestrations. Cadillac XT4 2023, figuring out how to remove the airbox. I think you unscrew it, right? The reward is question mark, question mark, question mark. I was listening in while loading the dishwasher, and hearing the word kismesis almost caused me to drop a glass bitch. Sid and the others are assembling at the airship landing. Alice is already on her way, and it would not do to lag too far behind. Let us be off. Unstuck jump scare. Totally unprompted. LSA is already on her way, and it would not do to lag too far behind. Let us be off. I'm gonna take like a really quick small BRB. I just gotta run to the bathroom. Just like 2 minutes, not even. I'm back. Kristen did the funniest thing, but I can't tell you what. The bell is getting consistent use. The bell might be the best one. Like, that was a really good idea, Dylan. I haven't heard it yet, though, since I came back. There it is. Do they still use that in their advertising? Oh, she made a blanket. Kristen made a granny stitch blanket.
It's not long, but it's something.
It's a good size.
It's knobby size.
Jonah says it's pretty.
Oh, yay! Thanks, Jonah! Come on, Navi.
Kristen crochet? Yeah, Kristen and my mom go every now and then to a class, and they learn how to crochet, and Kristen's been getting really good at it on the side. Is it a school out day? No, Kristen took a half day because we are gonna be traveling pretty, like, not soon, but like after I stop streaming, I'm gonna like pack and then we're gonna go. Ready to go, Alphino? Ready to go? The others have stepped out onto the landing for a moment. Lest you wonder, Nero insisted that he be allowed to inspect the Excelsior before landing. And you let him? But his very timely offer of assistance, the thought of that man poking about in the workings of the ship without proper supervision does not fill me with confidence. Calm yourself, Alphino. Your sister was adamant that he would never leave her sight. He and Yugiri are, well, there they are now. Yeah, I like to crochet too, but I'm not as good at it as Kristen. I think that's everyone. Shall I set a course for Cartano? Might I ask that we delay our departure slightly? I require no more than a few hours at most. Our colleagues are studying the cocoon even as we speak, and I would hear their latest observations ere we proceed. It would seem wise to gain as clear an understanding of the situation as possible before formulating our plan. I'm glad Nero's in the plot again. I thought time was against us. How foolish of me. Hold your tongue. When we want your opinion, we'll ask for it. I like Alice a lot too. Forgive me, my lady. I shall keep my counsel until such time as you've finished procrastinating. And he's funny. Alright, while Alphino speaks with his colleagues, I shall fly the Excelsior over to Mordona, and we can reconvene at the Rising Stones. My apologies for the trouble. I shall visit Y'shtola and the others forthwith, and join you as soon as I am able. Here we go. Pray accompany Alice back to the Rising Stones. I would feel safer knowing you're present to entertain our guest. Right. Everyone heading to Mordona is welcome to travel aboard the Excelsior. I'll clear things with the girl at the counter here. Let me know when you're ready to leave. You're traveling with Master Garland, sir? The Enterprise Excelsior is right this way. Mordona. Mordona. Not quite a door-to-door service, but I wouldn't exactly land her in the Toll's main square. Shall we adjourn for the Rising Stones, then? Jump over Tataru. Wait, over here. Nero del Scava.
So these are the fabled headquarters of the Scions. I confess I would have expected an order of self-proclaimed warrior scholars to surround themselves with the fruits of man's enlightenment. And yet there's not so much as a single piece of magitech in sight.
Oh dude, how am I gonna get a good cup of coffee without my magitech?
It never ceases to amaze me how primitive you Eorzeans truly are.
He's got like a stethoscope already on his heart.
I'll have you know that the Rising Stones is home to the very latest in magitech innovation. Wedge calls it the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boil Master, and it's the finest kettle I've ever had the pleasure to own.
Oh, okay. That's how you brew coffee. You sent a picture of a recent crochet project. Let's take a look. Oh, that's beautiful.
We are returned.
The way it ripples looks like a river. And I really like the emerald and silver colors. It's easier than it looks. I would love that.
Well, Ida and I, at least. Ishtola and the others remained behind to continue their assessment of the binding magic.
There didn't seem much point staying just for that, so I decided to come back with Alphino. Papalimo bought us this time. We shouldn't waste it.
By your leave!
This guy. He's back.
Good God, that voice could fell a gigas.
This is the Rising Stones, domicile of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I enter at the invitation of one Lord Urianger. I spy you there, Shadow Walker. You always were a hard one to find.
Yugiri, do you know this man?
Oh, I thought they were gonna hug.
Zetsu, why are you come to Eorzea?
In search of you, Yugiri. For days and nights did I row across the angry sea. I made port in good spirits, only for my own flesh to betray me over the trifling matter of an empty belly. Collapsed in the street like an unfed stray I was, until Lord Urianger came to my aid.
He tends to do that.
Over a most welcome meal, we spoke of the plight of Doma, and I learned of our displaced countrymen's work to resettle this blighted land. But now we must make ready to depart. Our master languishes in dire peril, and Doma calls her daughter home.
It is not so simple, Gozetsu. There are obligations which bind me here.
You refuse? Did you mislay your oath during your flight from our homeland? The laws of hospitality must be honored, but surely the vow to defend your master demands the greater obeisance.
It was our master who bid me guide our people to safe haven by any means necessary. And it was the Scions you see before you who provided us succor and sanctuary when all others refused. Dire peril or no, were I to return without first repaying such hospitality, our master would cut me down at the threshold.
Mayhap that is so.
There is more. A crisis threatens all within this realm, Eorzean and Doman alike, and I go to play my part in its resolution. I will not bring shame upon our liege by abandoning my people or my duty.
How very noble of you. Now, in the name of honor, kinship, and, yes, practicality, might I suggest we get this expedition underway? Or would you rather debate the finer points of duty and leave Omega to the Empire?
The Empire? You, Giddy? You draw steel against the curs of Garlemald?
Curs.
Then why did you not say so? My blade is oath-bound to fall upon the ranks of the Imperials wheresoever they march. Lead on, Shadow Walker, and may the enemy tremble at our coming.
There you go, wait, could I speak to you for a moment? Do you remember when I had you meet me at the Diamond Forge and we, pushed you? Yeah. Well, once we drew measurements, I set to work making you a traveling outfit in my spare time. I've only just this moment finished the stitching, but I wanted you to have it before you left. Here. You can try it on right now if you like. Haru is giving everyone else new outfits, so she has to give you an outfit too. Oh my. You give me a monocle? Let me measured correctly, the fit should be just right. Snug, but not too snug, if you know what I mean. How does it feel? Thumbs up. You're not just saying that, are you? I can't tell you how much this means to me. I've crafted something worthy of the Warrior of Light. It's to say, it makes all the practice worthwhile. I sewed a blood of purple charm too, you know, to bring you home. I might always, protect you. I cannot believe she gave a, monocle. Goober outfit. Goober outfit. I will make a glam out of those later. Fly, my pretty, fly. Do we have to wake Omega up? When do we start? Yeah, are you sure that's... I'm sure. I won't lie and say I'm completely fine, but I'll feel a lot better if I'm doing something useful. Very well, I'll remain here and continue coordinating your efforts with the Alliance. Alphino, perhaps you could return to Gridania and assist the Y'shtola and Cryle? A fine suggestion. The rest of us will form the Cartano Expedition Party. Nero and I will focus on rousing Omega, while Ryugo, Yida, and our Doman friends will take care of security. Yeah. The Excelsior is by the lake just outside town. We'll leave as soon as everyone is ready. I wonder if the delivery mogul's anything for me. Nope. I've been neglecting having my chocobo out. Bartolomeo. We haven't far to go. With any luck, we'll be in Cartano before the Setsu graces the deck with his dinner. Once there, however, we had best be on our guard. Given that Elian Ryle was still active when Omega was discovered, we can be sure that the Empire has long been aware of its existence. And if Nero deemed it the obvious solution to the threat posed by the new primal, It's not impossible that Garlemald might do the same. If your weapon's ready and your wits about you, something tells me we're flying into a fight. Okay.
Where was that? I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
How convenient. You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishes, but how could I ignore the existence of such a fascinating toy? You may trust that my preliminary examination was suitably thorough.
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology. I chased down a suspect.
Kristen Mason's gonna share a crochet pattern with us at some point.
Oh, yay! And we get to figure out what it is?
Mason made this with it.
Ooh!
Oh my god.
Something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it?
This guy's a weenie.
It's like all my name days have come at once.
Of all the scouts the Empire could have sent. Take care of that brute, will you?
God damn it. Can't let Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
Samurai of Doma, you will rue your choice of opponent this day.
Someone is like stuck walking in the background. Oh no, that's Ida like spinning around. Ida. What is wrong with his nose? Two dudes built like big walls, yeah.
This one'll sting. No retreat. No surrender.
It's all its steel.
No holding back.
There's way too much going on.
You watching, Spilly
Have you learned about cast drifting? Is that when, like, you have a brief second to, like, move before your attack is actually cast before... Like, but it doesn't cancel it totally? I don't know how to describe it. I think so, but... I think it's mostly been something I've been doing incidentally and not purposefully. It wouldn't be the first time. Are you still playing those games, soldiers? I suppose I can lend you one of my toys, but only if you promise to give it back. I haven't become comfortable enough with what that gap is. Do I feel like rely on it as a strategy? Oh. Hello. Behold the Red Baron. Now end this nonsense. DreamWorks faced. We have Magitech armor. Forward for the Empire. Yeah, you just have to keep testing it. There's been a couple times where it's like, I'm gonna try and do that, but if I, like, eat the attack, it's not a big deal. But sometimes it's like, I don't want to cancel it, sometimes I'll just eat it. I shall see that he shares their fate. Pray attend to the rest of his minions. The Red Baron. Magitech Cannon versus high-powered Magitech Cannon. Understood. The whole arena. Oh, did I need to do something there? Is there a defensive move with that thing? Is there like a specific time you know of where cast drifting works? Like 0.5 seconds left, maybe? I'm also wondering if it's like the same for every spell, or if it's something that changes.
listening.
Oh, how long has it been there?
Probably a while.
Is that the one that's been missing? No. I don't think so.
Oh.
No, it's not.
Okay.
The one that's been missing has been missing for a long time. I guess I just need to kill it before it does that big attack. Can I shoot that guy? The ammunition is depleted. Yeah, I think I just had to hit those guys before they got that big attack off. Alright, everyone, gang up on him. We will rue the day, apparently.
Temporal stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
Remarkable. Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
I still don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously. Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's Wall. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing?
She just wants to punch. Is there any other way? Bang.
I suppose not. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes, that's the one.
One.
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalimo. So this is for you. And me.
Bang.
Yes! Fly free, my pretty! Show us what you can do.
Totally not evil laugh. Totally normal thing to say. Yeah, the whole point of the background noises is to try and get the perfectly timed ones.
Omega is loose.
Oh. Is it just coincidence that the egg hatched right now, too? The big blast. The Baja blast. Good beam of light versus evil beam of light. Struggle as old as time. The Bahamut blast variant. The Bahamut blast variant of Mountain Dew. Bahamut blast. That's pretty good. I drink that. I might want Diet Bahamut blast though.
Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be.
Cool.
I didn't engage the stasis system.
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
The launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
Right. I've ordered a malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to Gridania.
What? What?
Omega destroyed the cocoon.
Why did that happen?
Papalimo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
You will not need a spare room. Okay. A little sad, but also a little happy. What's your plan? Speed. Not sure why we lost contact with Omega, but I mean to find out. Let's be on our way. Your lease went up by only $50, so it's manageable. Okay. Yeah, you would expect more, wouldn't you? One moment everything was functioning perfectly, the next it wasn't. It makes no sense. We need to see what happened for ourselves, and soon. The far edge of fate, far edge of fate. Far edge of fate. Words can ill express how glad I am to see you all unharmed. Me and Omega came hurtling towards the cocoon. It dissolved into chaos. I'm not doing that. I've been practicing in the car though, Mason. I have to see it. I have to see it with my own eyes. It's got like a hinga-dinga-durgan quality to it. You know, wait, we must first... The Elder Seedseer is expecting us. Worry not, Alpha. No, Gosetsu and I will watch over her. You may safely attend your meeting. My thanks, Yukiri. So, even if you're staying there, though, are your roommates not? Or is that still yet to be seen? Dutch party boat night is going to be great. Yeah, I've been practicing. Been trying to make it as disgusting as possible. The council reconvened a short while ago. Let us make haste for the Lotus Stand. All there are eager to hear your testimony. The Lotus Stand. Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. Including the expansion Heavensward. Still can't believe we pulled that real Dutchman at some point. That was insane. What are the odds? Real quick, why I'm passing by? Let me do something here real quick. They did great! Yay! We will deploy you once again. Do it. The Elder Seats here awaits you. The Elder Seats here awaits you. My friends, full eagerly have we awaited your return. You indeed could have discharged the duty entrusted to you, and most humbly do we thank you for seeing it done. We're too kind, Elder Seatsier. As I recall, we as good as demanded the right to try. But tell me, how did the battle unfold? We succeeded in waking Omega, aye, but we lost contact with the weapon shortly after it launched. From our position in the control room, we were blind to all that followed. What words could do justice to such a scene? Not of my choosing, that much is certain, but I can give you the facts. The cocoon hatched even as Omega arrived. In its midst arose a great dragon. The pair duly set about each other over the skies above Girabania. The primals might have defied belief. It seemed the very heavens would be rent asunder by the force of its blows, and it wielded such magics as I had never seen, hope to never see again. The battle raged on with no end in sight until both combatants were engulfed in a blinding flash of light. When the radiance faded, I saw the pair fall motionless from the sky, coming to rest somewhere in Alamigan soil. I will not speak for the rest, but to my eye it seemed that each had landed a fatal blow upon the other. While most among us could think only of Bahamut when looking upon the primal's forms, the Domans were heard to whisper the name Shinryu. Oh wait, no, Shinryu's the one that's tied with Omega. I got Shinryu confused with Bahamut. It would appear that the being resembles a creature of Far Eastern legend, and we have found it convenient to refer to it as such. Shinryu's fate, and indeed that of Omega, is yet unknown. We have, alas, no eyes on the Girabanian side of the border. Aye, which is why we will set our main force under the command of Marshal Tarapin to capture the wall. The Imperials in disarray with the perfect opportunity to secure Grani's border and assess the aftermath of the impact. I myself will go in the Marshal and his men when the council is adjourned. Well, that explains a few things. I'll wager that flash of light coincided with our loss of contact. Lest you wonder, we quickly re-engaged Omega's station system, so even if it has fallen into the Empire's lap, it will be of no use to them, save perhaps as a statue. Correct. About me to guide the efforts, it would take them decades to decipher Omega's core functions if they managed it at all. Such assurances do much to calm our fears, yet the relic's fate is none but of several concerns. Indeed, I humbly submit that the time has come for us to make contact with the resistance representatives in Garabania. Though Ilbert has forced our hand, it would seem the only logical to seek an alliance, given the inevitability of imperial retaliation. And by working in concert, it is not impossible that Alamigo might finally be wrested from Garlemeld's grasp. No. You must be exhausted. I would ordinarily suggest we retire directly to the Rising Stones, but I wonder if we might take a small detour first. Yishtol and the others have gathered at Mark the Spire, and I imagine that you two will be interested to see what has become of the wall now that the cocoon is gone. It is decided. Lead on. I am dying. I have proved the theory that one cannot breathe potato. What does that mean? Did you put a potato in your mouth and try and breathe a potato? Are you dying from the lack of oxygen? Another victim of Spud. Big Spud got Dylan. Real friends don't let friends do Spud.
My friends, I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes. Ilbert's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence. It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilbert all but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by Omega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Alag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She's up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhaps she would welcome some company after all. Shall we?
The light's gone. It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalimo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time.
Face reveal? I guess I've seen it already, but... Oh, hair reveal, whoa.
Ida, there is no need to explain.
Not at all what I expected.
But there is. I can't hide in Papalimo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask.
Sister?
20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Alamigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old. My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the Mad King, Theodoric. And my sister had fought alongside him. She was strong and kind, and always knew what to do. But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them
Everything
too.
changed when the Garleans attacked.
And I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running.
What? Yeah, finishing
My
up.
sister dragged me for miles and miles until we came to the city of
On the last
Charlian.
bullet point of the last quest of this part.
That was where she met Master Louisoire. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon.
She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started?
Think about what you want to eat when we hit the road, because I'm going to need to grab food on the way out. I haven't eaten yet.
You've known all along.
Look out?
haven't you,
No.
that I wasn't Ida.
Of course. We all recognized you at once.
Don't want it.
It was Papalymo who persuaded us to maintain the charade.
Also out of the way of our direction. Maybe Chargirl, though.
It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know.
In and out, not an option.
Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Alamigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them.
I don't even know what Makas is. Oh right, we've been over that, yeah.
I'm sorry
Brilliant
for lying
McDonald's.
to you. My real name is Lise.
Lise.
When Papalymo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself, and it almost seemed easier to play the role. Papalymo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me. The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it. So this is it. Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lise. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Alamigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
War is upon us once more.
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
The battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east, for Doma.
Doma. Can't wait to see more of this guy. Oh, my energy's running low really quickly. It was brave of Lise to remove her mask after so long. Though she has scarce begun to come to terms with Papalymo's loss, that one act made plain her determination to move forward. And should she ever falter, we shall be there to support her on this road she has resolved to walk. Let us return to the Rising Stones. We have quite a story to tell Kasparu and my sister. Oh, are they rolling credits? I literally do not have the time. And I already saw them when I beat the game the first time. Yay. Yay. Yeah. You may have mentioned, but Alphinaud surprised me of all that came to pass in Gridania. Your only task is now is to rest. This is the calm before the bloodstorm. Lise has chosen her path as her friends, and we must do what we can to support that choice. We are fated to join the conflict in any case. Once the Alliance has taken the wall and opened the way to Girabania, we will have little choice but to fight. It is not to say the cause is unworthy. After all, ignoring the plight of those whom one might conceivably save is not wisdom, but indolence, correct? I look forward to joining hands of Alamegans and striking a blow against the tyranny of the Empire, as I rather suspect do you. Complete. The Lee stuff is a reveal based off of some 1.0 stuff. If there's some Lee stuff that I, like, might have missed, or is it just that it's been so long that I've forgotten it all? Is it like the coil where it was optional? With March, the Imperials will soon come to their senses, and we must be ready to face the retribution. The name rings a bell, but I don't remember. Oh, based off 1.0. Oh, understood. Thought you meant A Realm Reborn 2.0. I pulled that out of pretty much nowhere. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of sudden, but also it did seem like something was up with her for a while, and I was kind of waiting for the foot to drop. I had no clue what direction it's gonna go in, though, or that it was gonna, you know, take that twist. It is almost time, Father. Aye, almost. Stand firm, Pippin. I learned to brace myself against the charge of the Bull of Alamigo. No foe will dislodge me. I'm excited for more Pippin, too. A lot of the characters that have been introduced more recently are very interesting characters to me. I mean, I guess Pippin was introduced at the end of the, like, a whole expansion ago now, but I haven't seen too much of him. He was introduced but hasn't really been, like, he was set up but hasn't been fleshed out, really. Very well, Ilberd. I will take our homeland back. For the both of us. This guy. My Lord Viceroy, our scouts have confirmed the preliminary reports. Balsair's Wall has fallen to the Eorzean Alliance. The hunt for Omega and the unknown Icon continues, though both yet elude us. My lord, the battle caused considerable damage across the region. Should we perchance divert some of our forces from the search to undertake necessary reconstruction work? This guy doesn't care about reconstruction. That's a no. Forgive me, my lord, I did not intend. Your will be done. Unknown. My spies told me the Domans call it Shinryu, and that it proved a match for Omega. Yes, the coming days promise to be most interesting. Most interesting. Smiles. Just a little smile. As a treat. It's far far edge of fate, the road begins anew. Heroes look to eastern skies and behold their crimson hue. The land of liberation, the gathering storm of blood. Ow. That's it. It's done. Alright. Cool, I like Heavensward. New stuff is interesting, intriguing, can't wait to see where it goes. I can't talk for too long because I gotta stop streaming and get ready to go soon. I know I need to do the post-expansion photo like I did at the end of A Realm Reborn. I will do that at the beginning of the next stream. But, game good and getting better just like people told me it would. Still lengthy though, and takes a lot of energy and time. Not perfect, has some flaws, still like it. Same with the trailer watch, yes. I might need to I'll write a note to myself to remember that. I have to watch the trailer. Anything else I need to say? No, I think that's it. Alright, thank you everyone, goodbye. Goodbye, Mason, Jonah, Dylan, Ethan, if you're still here. Faye's gone, but thank you, Faye. Etc, etc, etc. Bye-bye, have a good weekend.